Let me be very clear. I am not against the boycott. This video is not against the boycott. It's about the fact that I believe that one day is not enough. To truly have an impact, we need to address something that no one is barely addressing right now. Overconsumption is at the root of our corporate overlords having power over us. Just today, I heard people mention, I can't go one day without buying something. People could not take one day without spending anything at all. You see, we've been conditioned to overconsume to the point that we've normalized having too much crap around us that doesn't have value. And all of this fuels corporate profit, and it keeps us financially dependent on our corporate overlords. You guys know me. Typically, I avoid these highly charged topics because my channel, however, is focused on empowering women to build long-term wealth. To me, there is synergy between the boycott and what I essentially kind of do on this channel. It's a way of boycotting the corporate career overlords, or at least using them to build our own long-term wealth. I'm a big believer personally in detaching myself from the system as much as I can. Let's be real. We cannot just drop everything and not participate in the system because there isn't an alternative. This is the system that we're in. However, we can try at least as much as we can to not continue to feed it. And that is why I'm making this video. The lens is not boycott, bad. The lens is overconsumption. Why? Overconsumption does not serve us. It only serves corporations that thrives on our spending. Instead of a one-day boycott, we should be focusing on becoming more sustainable and making our money work for us. So I wanted to put together a quick video of what we should be doing instead or after the boycott. Here is your plan. Now that the boycott is over, hopefully you can use my video as the plan of how you can keep going long after this boycott to continue to say no to the corporate overlords. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nandy. If you are new here, on this channel, I talk about all things finance, career, and business. I am truly committed and dedicated to empowering women to own their lives, to own their finances, and to leverage their full-time careers and build long-term wealth. Like I said, I am not about disconnecting from the system. I am all about understanding the system well enough so that you can use the system to your advantage. When you overconsume, you are ultimately working for your money rather than making it work for you. So let's level set a little bit. Following this idea of overconsumption, let's talk about what happened on Friday, February 28, 2025. In America, there was a financial blackout movement that took place across the US, urging people to stop spending money for one day as a form of protest against what is currently happening with the new president. I avoid politics. My channel is not about politics. I welcome people of all perspectives and viewpoints. I just thought this was the perfect time for me to take a topic that's very passionate to my heart, that is money management and taking control of your own finances to build long-term wealth, to tie it into a topic that is directly related. right? That is economic inequality and how that impacts all of us. While the intention behind it is very valid, in my opinion, a one-day spending freeze is not enough to actually stick it to corporation or even disrupt the system in any meaningful way. If we genuinely want to push back against this high consumption system that we've been led to live in, that only serves to empower people who will then use their power to stomp on us, if we genuinely want to push back against a system that is technically founded on overconsumption, and this overconsumption only ends up feeding the very, very top overlords who will only end up using their wealth against us, we need to actually do real things that impact how much money they eventually get from us. I want to share 4 things that if each and every single one of us started practicing these today, we can make a real impact and really start owning our lives and taking some of that power back or at least away from them. The first thing I want us to do, we need to change our mindset about money. I'm really sorry if this sounds like it's frou-frou. It's not something that should be taken seriously, but I promise you, breaking free from corporate control starts with reshaping how you view money. The more you consume, the more power we give to large corporations that profit from our spending. Financial independence isn't just about personal wealth, it's about reclaiming control over our resources and refusing to be trapped in the cycle of endless spending. Stop seeing money as something that comes and goes, but start treating it as a tool for long term security and independence. I really want you to start prioritizing savings and investing over just spending and temporary pleasures that keeps us financially reliant on this system that continues to F us over. We need to learn financial literacy, budgeting, investing, wealth building strategies. These are not just for the wealthy, they are for you and me. And I talk about that every single day on this channel. We will link videos below on budgeting, wealth management, and all the nines. These things are essential for anyone who wants true freedom from corporate dependencies. We've been far too conditioned to think that money is something to spend rather than a tool to build our wealth and take back our control. The second thing I want you to do is redefine what's a need and what's a want in your life. I promise you, a lot of the things we think are needs are not needs, they are wants. And we've been trained through marketing to think that things are needs when they really aren't. I started my career as a scientist, and I was shocked when I became a marketer, when I moved on the business side, how the discrepancy between how something was created by scientists in the lab and how it was positioned by marketers shocked me. Marketers are very good at taking the mundane and making you believe that you cannot live without it. And we trained ourselves to be like, no, I cannot live without this thing. I need it. Do you though? The marketing industry thrives on convincing you and me that these luxuries that we've become accustomed to are necessities. If you can master the difference between what you truly need and what you've been conditioned to desire, you will automatically spend less and save more money. Here are some things that you can actually begin to ask yourself to make the distinction between whether or not something is a need or a want. You can ask yourself very simple questions. every time you make a purchase. Does this purchase add long-term value to my life, or is it a momentary indulgence? Not that there's anything wrong with every once in a while having some momentary indulgences. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're just saying start to ask yourself these questions so that you at least become aware of what really matters and what doesn't. This will also help you to recognize emotional spending triggers. Do you shop out of boredom, stress, or comparison? This is also an important question to ask yourself when you're making a purchase. Why did I make this purchase? Did you make the purchase because you wanted to prove something to somebody? Or did you make it because you're stressed and you're tired and you wanted something to make yourself feel good? I want you to really start shifting your spending habits towards things that enhances your security, your future, and not just immediate gratification. Now let's talk about the third thing I want you to start doing. Consume less, period. I cannot emphasize this enough. Consumerism keeps people trapped in financial instability. Breaking free means being intentional about what you buy and how often you buy. Buying fewer things reduces waste and saves you money over time. I cannot really emphasize this enough. We've all been there where we go to the store and they're like, oh, buy four, get $5 or $6 off. That is the biggest bunch of poppycock. It took me a long time to realize, Nandy, stop. Stop this. Stop, stop, stop. But because I was raised poor, I had the scarcity mindset. Even to this day, it's so hard for me to do. I've started actually putting things in place to really, the same questions I'm giving you is exactly what I ask myself every single day, because I refuse to be a tool to this system. Challenge yourself to go longer without buying any clothes, any gadgets, any household items. I have a video linked down below of my no buy year and all of the rules that goes with building a no to low buy year. Just watch it. Just watch it and start getting ideas of what maybe this is something that could work for you. Reduce wasteful spending. Streamline your subscriptions, cook at home, and cut out purchases that don't align with your long-term goals. I know some of these things may sound like they may not make a dent, but I promise you, if you can start now to practice it, not only will it truly stick it to the man, but it will also help your own personal financial situation. The fourth thing I want you to do is to grow and make your own stuff. I want you to bear with me on this one. We have forgotten the art of DIY. Before manufacturing companies took over our lives, we were truly involved in the making and the doing of our own things. I get it. Now we're busier. We have jobs, 2 jobs, 3 jobs, hustling, etc. But there are a lot of things that if you cared enough, if you put in some time, you could start making it at home yourself. Not only would it save you a lot of money, but it's going to help you create better quality things. By quality, I mean, I don't like to use the word chemically toxic because as a scientist, I know better. But when you make it at home, it's overall better for your body, but it's also better for your wallet. The first thing I want you to do at home yourself, it may seem like a lot of work, but I promise you it's not. Grow your own food. A small garden is enough. You do not need something big. A small garden can significantly cut your grocery bill and increase your self-sufficiency. I'm going to actually this year start a backyard garden. Last year, I bought a 24 acres farm. We'll insert pictures here of some of the gardening that I started in Starlight plastic totes. And I was able to grow quite a bit of peppers. I was able to grow sweet potatoes. I started late, so my harvest wasn't very good, and tomatoes as well, cucumbers. This year, I'm doing the same thing in my new house, and I will take you guys through the whole process. If you're interested, subscribe below, and I'm going to take you step by step about how I am practicing what I am preaching. It doesn't take much at all for you to grow your own fruits and vegetables in your backyard. Even if you just grew one thing, lettuce or strawberries, that is like 10, $20 you're saving a month. Better than nothing. It's a start. The second thing I want you to do is to learn some DIY skills. Can you fix things around the house yourself? Can you repurpose and make your own household items? For example, this year, I decided that I'm no longer going to buy body moisturizer. I went into one of those bulk store places. I'll leave a link of the one that I used here. I think it's the Bulk Apothecary. I don't remember the name. But I was able to go on there, buy my own lotion, buy my own oils, and I bought my own essential oils, and I will be making my own body moisturizers. I will be making my own hair care products so that I am not going to Walmart or Target and buying the same things over and over again. By buying a gallon in bulk, I was able to spend for 1 gallon of that lotion and the oil the same as what I normally spend in about 2 months. And both of these are probably going to last me a year, if not more. So you could do this. The other things that you can do to reduce your cost is to make your own cleaning products. This is where the toxic chemicals really makes a big difference. I clean with 3 or maybe 4 products. Vinegar at Amazon. Yeah, I know. You have to go through Amazon. I buy the 75% vinegar. By buying it concentrated, I've saved almost 80% compared to what you buy at the grocery store. At the grocery store, the vinegar you're buying is only 10% concentrated. The rest of the 90%, they're selling you water, honey. The 75% concentrate you can use throughout the year by making your own 10% solutions. And I use this to clean everything. I also use 70% alcohol to disinfect. I use baking soda for anything that's gritty that needs to be scrubbed. I use hydrogen peroxide as well, and Dawn dish soap. Even my clothes, I use Dawn dish soap. And because I only use the same set of products, I actually buy my Dawn dish soap in bulk. We're talking 25-gallon bulks that I use for laundry, for cooking, and not cooking, for my dishes and all of that. So these are all different ways that you can either purchase in bulk and then make products yourself. Even if you are a busy lady, you can take one afternoon to make your concoction once a month, and you're saving so much money. The third thing I want you to do is to create income generating assets. When you are consuming, you're working for your money. But when you begin to build assets that generate you income, your money starts to work for you. Put money in the stock market. I get it. If people are not buying things, how are you going to have money in the stock market? But here's the thing. The stock market has always generated about 10% even before we started over-consuming out of our minds. Overconsumption will not stop the growth of the stock market, but it will stop the inflated growth of the people at the very top. Invest in real estate. As you save money, I genuinely want you to start thinking about investing in real estate. I'm actually starting a series today that I will be posting here in a few weeks, specifically on real estate and how you can boost and how you can go from knowing nothing about real estate to buying your first property. I truly want to empower you with the confidence that you can do it. Also, in this video, I openly share with you guys my struggles, my challenges, and you can always leave me a question below if you have any specific questions about real estate. But those are not the only two income generating assets. You could start a business. There is so much out there that you could do. I really, really want us to stop enriching large corporations with mindless spending and to start investing in ourselves. Boycotting purchases for one day is good. It's a good start. And I thank Dr. Jamal Bryant, I believe he's the pastor who popularized this or started this. I don't have all the details. But boycotting purchases for one day is noble, it's good, it's a good start, but it doesn't make enough of a dent in corporate profit, and it also doesn't shift the system. So today, I hope the meaningful ways that I shared with you, you can actually start implementing, practicing them so that you are truly putting a dent on these billionaires running amok over our lives. Before I go, let me share a little bit about how I personally have been practicing this even before the boycott started. I started doing intermittent fasting. Not only is intermittent fasting good for your health, by intermittent fasting and me eating less, I'm also going to the doctor's less because all of the nonsense that constantly eating does to your digestion and your health is something that we don't think enough about or we don't even realize it's impacting us. I used to have an autoimmune disease. Oh, in a way, I still have it. It will leave me constantly energetically depleted. Since I started intermittent fasting, I have not been dipping into my ibuprofen consumption because I actually have the energy. So not only am I spending less money on food, I'm spending less money on cleaning products because I'm not cooking as much. I'm also spending less money on benefits. I used to eat ibuprofen like candy to reduce inflammation in my body, and I used to take vitamins like sometimes 2 to 3 times a day because I was trying to give myself a boost in energy. That is gone because of the change in my lifestyle. The second change I'm doing in my lifestyle is adding minimalism. At the beginning of the year, we'll share the pictures here. I went and took everything out of my kitchen. I started with my kitchen, moved everything into my garage. If in 3 months I don't dip into that box, it's going directly to donation. And it's been about 2 months. I have not dug into those boxes one time. My kitchen is completely decluttered. The home is also completely decluttered as well, except for my bedroom and my clothes and my office, and those are going to go next. The third thing I started doing this year is I started practicing a low to no buy year. I have a video below that kind of highlights everything about this low to no buy spend year. It just helps you take control of your finances, and it also helped me to be very cognizant of what I'm spending and why I'm spending it. This whole year, except for one emergency, I haven't bought any clothes. I bought one pair of shoes because I was traveling outside of the state and I forgot my shoes. So I had to go in and buy some shoes. But those were the only circumstances. The last thing that I will be doing this year is to grow my own vegetables. I've believed in this principle for a long time. We used to grow our own vegetables all the time. Now, I don't think that it's possible to be fully self-sustainable and grow all of your own vegetables. I don't have a problem participating in aspects of the capitalist system because I own a business, I have a full-time job, so I participate in the system. I'm just putting in place things small, a little bit at a time, to try to gain back some control over my own life. So I will be starting a whole new series, a set of vlogs where I'm sharing everything that I'm doing to set up my backyard container garden using Sterlite totes. So these are the things that I personally will be doing to practice what I'm preaching with you guys today. So to recap, 4 things that you should be doing after the boycott so that you can continue this momentum of sticking it to the corporate overlord that would have truly lasting impacts. 1, change your mindset about money. 2, redefine what a need and a want is. 3, consume less, period. And 4, grow or make your own things. I believe in you. I think you can do it. If you're interested in joining the community that is actually practicing these things and truly is trying to stick it to the corporate overlords for real, this is your channel and I'm your girl. Thank you guys very much. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, and certainly subscribe or join my community down below. I have a series coming up on real estate investing, and I will be showing you guys how I am building my own backyard vegetable garden. And of course, along with all the videos on financial, money management, and career. Thank you guys, and I will see you in the next video.